Hello, campers. It's me, DementedGastly. I am back. And today, we are doing a toll drama idea by Toxic TD. I'm taking kind of what he did with an idea of like All Stars 2, but with all the characters. There's 5 from each of the generations except for Redonkulous Race, and then 7 from the original cast, because obviously there's a lot more of them than the other ones. And, you know, there's still a lot of characters I wished I could have put in here. Obviously, if you see me putting like a clickbait video of like the worst told drama what if, or worst told drama video or something like that, I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet. It's because I don't want these characters. These characters are just the ones who like I need, because they're like the top 5 and like top 7 people who are like on screen who get all that screen time, you know? So it's like, But I'm not a big fan of rehashing some of this stuff. However, I do want to end certain plot lines. And we have all these cameos right here. We are going to have a cameo with almost every single character. Characters I'm not including in the cameos are... Actually, hold on. I need to change that Chef. Chef looks like this now. But Chef's mom, I'm not going to have her in the cameo. La Shaniqua, I'm not sure where I can fit her in. Alejandro's brother, I think he got enough screen time. And Josh, you know what? We can fit Josh in. So first, we have the beginning. And during the beginning, which is a beautiful place to start, by the way, we have Josh and Blaney talking about how there's a new season of Toll Drama happening, along with Dawn. Dawn talks about how Chris McLean was kind of a bit of an inspiration for him and stuff like that. And so does Topher, who now has his own show as well. So we get all these 4 in the first cameo. And this is the first episode where we are introduced to our teams, which include the Savage Squirrels, Gwen, Duncan, Courtney, Wayne, Bowie, Mike, Lightning, Sean, Sugar, Lashana, and Priya. And then the Raging Rhinos, containing Heather, Julia, Jasmine, sorry, I don't know why I kind of spaced out there, Raj, Owen, Scarlett, Sky, Scott, Lindsay, Cameron, Zoe. So, first episode, we start introducing these characters. Chris brings back Ezekiel, a fully human Ezekiel. Okay, maybe a little bit greenish. We can make him a little bit greenish. And kicks him off the island immediately. That is our first gag for Ezekiel. However, he will show up in the finale, and in all the chaos while everybody's like celebrating and stuff like that, Ezekiel is going to steal Chris's wallet. You know, bringing back a reference to when the hobo stole Ezekiel's wallet, and Ezekiel's going to use this to try to get, I don't know, into college or whatever, because Chris has a lot of money. Ezekiel's gonna like open it up on screen later and like look at all the money and be like, yes. And that sort of thing. We're also going to have Mr. Coconut cameos throughout the entire season, but nothing really specific. The Redonkulous Race characters, I'm just gonna get this out of the way, okay? So let me just quickly do this. So Redonkulous Race characters, these guys, they're just gonna show up at the end. They're just gonna show up with all the other people at the end, because everybody else is gonna show up at the end. But we're just gonna put them down here so we don't have to deal with that. I don't think we're going to need like many talking cameos with them, but we are still going to have talking cameos. And so we're considering this All-Stars 2 as like the final thing that we're ever going to see of Total Drama. So I think that certain things like these guys just having like a few lines would actually be okay, because Redonkulous Race is a spin-off of Total Drama General, so we don't really need to like worry about it too much. However, Emma and Kitty are going to show up with Noah at a different point. Okay, and then of course Chris and Chef are gonna be there the entire time. So the first challenge is going to be kind of a basic, or the first episode is just going to be a basic thing. We're going to include Ezekiel as the first elimination here, because nobody's gonna get truly eliminated on the first episode. But now we move it up here. And here's the second episode. So the first boot of this is going to be, and I'm not gonna really go through all the challenges here, because there's a lot, right? We get rid of Sugar next. Yep, Sugar gets eliminated next. Why do you ask? Well, because I think that the general community of Total Drama fans think that she is one of the worst characters Total Drama has ever created, and one of the most unlovable characters. And the fact that she made it to, like, third place is kind of crazy. You know, I don't really care about Sugar in the first place. I do not care. So, like, we're gonna eliminate her anyway. In this challenge, though, we are going to include for cameos. Due to a running race, they are going to show Brick and Joe completing the challenge. And of course, the Savage Squirrels lost. So here's something that we're going to do. So let me allow you to know some of the key dynamics and things that are going to happen in the future. So Mike is going to be like, wow, someone's crazier than me, for Sean. Bowie and Wayne are going to get some good, like, best friends, boyfriend type thing. These three are going to kind of settle it out with Courtney and Gwen finally becoming friends. However, the next episode, very next episode, they eliminate Duncan. Duncan has enough screen time completely. He's probably got some of the most amount of, like, screen time for just having to be there all the time. And I'm sick of seeing Duncan. I'm sick of seeing him. He's already had all his jokes used up. He's already had all this sort of stuff done. So we just get rid of him here. However, for this challenge, it is going to be more of a woods challenge. So in the woods, they're going to have Sasquatch and Aqua. They're going to have the bear. We're going to have Axel saying that she's looking for Ezekiel, as well as Dawn looking for Ezekiel as well. So now that we've got that done, we can move on. And yes, I know, this is kind of one of the more boring videos, but try to guess who wins. Yippee! And keep in mind my rule of not letting someone win twice. So put your answers down below. Who do you think is going to win? Which two people do you think are going to win? Okay, for this challenge, it is going to be a cooking challenge. And so, in the cooking challenge, we are going to include characters like DJ, DJ's mom, let's see. Who else should we include here? Who's a good cook? Who would be a good cook? Okay, so we're going to have Leonard, and we're also going to have okay, who we gonna put in here? I'm gonna say we're gonna put Ella in here for the cooking challenge. So after that, the person who gets eliminated here is going to be Cameron. Let's be real, Cameron isn't making it far. He's gotten a lot of screen time, and weirdly enough, I don't think Cameron's that much of a fan favorite. For the most part, I see him around B tier. Like, and for the most part, I mean, like, most of the time I see him in B tier. Pretty much every time. In fact, I don't think... The only people who haven't put him in, like, B tier are people who put him in, like, F tier because they hate him. So, he's not gonna make it very far. He doesn't have many jokes that he can use. For this one, it is going to be a little bit of a animal wrangling one, which means that we're going to have some animal wranglers, such as Rodney. We're going to have Jeff and Bridget also in this one. Wait, no, actually, we'll keep Jeff and Bridget's cameo for a little bit later, okay? We'll keep Rodney in here, and we'll bring in... Who will we bring in? We'll bring in Scary Girl as well, as a joke. And one of the animals to be wrangled will be Fang. So, we got that representation right there. Scott still makes it out somehow. And the person we eliminate here is going to be... a person who does not need any more screen time. Mike. Actually, no, you know what? We're getting rid of Zoe here. I know we just got rid of Cameron, but I feel like Zoe is one of the characters that people have kind of seen enough of. Same thing for Mike, so I'm guessing that you also know, due to the fact that they're not winning, they probably aren't going to make it too far in here. The next challenge is a non-elimination round. It is going to be a surfing challenge. This is where we're going to get the Jeff and Bridget cameo. So we get that with a non-elimination, and then we move on to the 7th episode, where we have more of an extreme challenge. Extreme sports. So, due to extreme sports, the characters we are going to have are going to be more athletic ones. So, we'll have Caleb. We will have... Hold on. Where are they? We'll have Eva. That's pretty much it. And this one, we will get rid of another character who has had too much screen time. And when I say too much, I don't mean too much as in they've been in too many episodes. I mean just I don't think there's a plot line for them in here. I don't think I can do much comedy with them over like a certain amount of time, that sort of thing. And that character is going to be Scarlet. Scarlet finally gets out because she finally loses it on her teammates, and it's not exactly something that they want to see. Yeah, I know. I'm not doing my best here. So for this one is one of the ones from the reboot where you have to take pictures of stuff. So, and it's also going to be part scavenger hunt. So we're going to have Emma and Millie, a weird group. And we're going to have Beth as well. There is no elimination here. And we move up. So for this one's going to be a VR challenge, kind of like how they have in Disventure Camp, which is going to be kind of different. And for the characters they are going to show here, they are going to have Sam, they are going to have Cody, they are going to have Sierra, of course, because Cody is there, and we're going to kind of show that Cody and Sierra are doing good. I want to make sure that, you know, people know that all these stories are kind of wrapped up, and I want to wrap them up, but if I go through each character individually, this video will be even longer. However, if you want me to do that in the future, feel free to comment down below. Dakozoid is also there. But yeah, non-elimination. Oh wait, that one's was non-elimination, but this one's not going to be a non-elimination, my bad. This one's going to be a double elimination, and the two people that are eliminated are going to be actually, no, this one's not going to be a non-elimination, or double elimination. This one's going to be a regular elimination. Sorry. I was going to do a script, but I've been really busy lately, so I kind of had, you know, some exams, speech to write, paper, that sort of thing. It's a lot. The person who is eliminated here is Owen. I'm sorry, Owen fans, but you've seen enough of the character. He's been out there for a long time, and he's not gonna make it through the entire thing. We all knew that. So, the next one, we have gone to number 10. Courtney and Gwen are having the best time. We're going to have lots of funny dialogue between them. And this one's going to be like a deer and hunter type situation. And for this, they're going to have cameos from Harold, Ripper, and Dave. So we got all those sorts of cameos, and the person to be eliminated here is going to be Lightning. lightning is not going to make it that far. However, we're going to move up here, and this challenge is going to be a fashion contest in which we are going to bring Brick back. So Bricks is going to be the only one in this season who is going to have 3 whole cameos. I know, 3 whole cameos. It's going to be crazy. And we're going to include Katie and Sadie. We're going to include Kitty. And we're going to include Anne Maria as well. This one is going to be a non-elimination challenge, however. But the winner team is going to be the Savage Squirrels. Man, I really should have wrote a script. But the thing is, I didn't have time to write a script. But I need to, put out content, because I gotta get stuff, okay? I gotta get stuff done. But this will be entertaining, because now you can watch slowly the amount of people who you might deal with get smaller and smaller. Also, Justin as well is also going to be in there. So the next one is going to be a non-elimination challenge as well. This one, however, is going to be more of a eating challenge rather than a cooking challenge. And the characters that they're going to include are going to be Chase, Z, Damien, and Sammy, the ones who made the food. The next one is more of a playing certain tabletop games, that sort of thing. Kind of like playing chess, but big. It's going to be kind of projected on a VR type screen, and they're going to be playing chess and other board games, that sort of thing. And the person who gets eliminated in this one is going to be Wayne. Sorry, Wayner. And for the chess thing, they are going to include Noah, MK, and Emma. And they are not going to be specific, but they might make a reference that they're related in some way. The next episode is a double... Okay, it's not gonna be the double elimination, but we are going to get rid of Sky here. Why are we getting rid of Sky? Sky is a very controversial character, not very popular, and she's been in here for about 14 episodes, which means that she has enough screen time to warrant getting rid of her here. We're not going to include very many cameos. In this one, we're just going to include one cameo, which is going to be Stacy. Was the challenge? I don't freaking know. Then we're going to be doing a rafting challenge. And the team that is going to lose this one is going to be the Savage Squirrels. Or it's going to be the, it's going to be the Savage Squirrels, and it is going to get rid of Mike here. Now we've made it to merge. We have all the merge characters right here. Oh, actually, Mike gets on them. Hold on. I think I planned this wrong. So, Sky will get out in that challenge. Mike will make it to merge. Oh my lord. I hope that watching until the end still makes it interesting, though. But yep, that's all of them. So... So for the rafting challenge is going to include Trent, who interacts with Gwen, and they're going to include Izzy as well, who has a weapon of paintball machine gun, who's trying to spray at the people while they're rafting. The person who wins this challenge is going to be Scott, surprisingly, and the person who gets eliminated here is going to be Mike. Well, come on. However, they do bring back one person at merge, and that person is going to be Ezekiel. That's right, they bring back Ezekiel at merge. Because Chris feels incredibly bad and he gets sued by the show a little bit, but Ezekiel does get his revenge with the wallet stealing that I mentioned beforehand. However, we're going to give him the little bit of surviving one episode. So as you can see here, he got brought back in merge at 15th place, but we are now at 16th. Hold on. Pause. Okay. So, at 15th, Mike is going to be on here and eliminated here. Ezekiel is still going to be in. He's going to interact with Lindsay and Sean, which is going to be cool, and Scott as well. The next cameo, because the next one we get is going to be a music challenge, and so we're going to get Beardo in for that. And the person who's going to win that challenge is going to be Ezekiel, actually. He's going to actually play some sick beats and do some pretty decent singing as well. Everybody's going to be surprised, and then they have to vote people off, and the two people who get eliminated are the couple, Sean and Jasmine. They made it to 16th, and, you know, good for them. So we got a bringing back, and we got a double elimination, so it's like pretty much every other Total Drama season. This one is going to be a sword fighting type thing, in which Michelle and Alejandro are going to show off, and Julia is going to be eliminated. I'm just kidding. The person who's going to be eliminated here is going to be Priya. She's had enough screen time. All that is good. And you may be wondering, why am I keeping Gwen and Heather so long if, I'm going to kick them out. Because Gwen and Heather are so iconic to Toll Drama that they need to stay in. I know I got rid of Owen, but Owen wasn't even in All Stars. Gwen and Heather were just in every single season, except for the reboots and Redonkulous Race, but they were just there. The next one is going to be kind of a superhero thing where Max is going to be put in there, and the person eliminated here is going to be Gwen. Gwen is eliminated because they realized that her dynamic duo with Courtney was actually going to be pretty difficult to deal with. Then after that, we have another elimination where we get rid of Julia. Julia gets backstabbed by Heather, proving that Heather is better than Julia. It's kind of like a comes around full circle, respect your elders type thing, to show who the real iconic one is, in quotes, I guess. So that one's a pretty interesting one. Then we'll have Amy in the next one, cameo, and as we get around to the end, there'll be less cameos, of course. And in this one, we get a double elimination, and the double elimination is going to be Ezekiel. One second, actually. Yep, the double elimination is going to be Ezekiel and Heather. Yep, that's right, we're getting rid of Heather here. Heather makes it one episode past when she screws over Julia. For the cameos, we're just going to put B here, and then Tyler is going to be all the way up here. Okay, so for 21, we are going to eliminate Raj. Raj is not gonna make it past this one. Sorry, buddy. Then we will have another non-elimination challenge, and then we'll move it up to here. Courtney and Scott are currently rocking an alliance, while Lashana and Lindsay are also rocking an alliance, which means that Bowie is in kind of a scary situation. However, Bowie had found the idol a little bit back, and so though everybody voted for him, he voted for one person, which eliminated them automatically, and that was Scott. Then we have another non-elimination challenge right here, which features Tyler in it. And then we have the person getting eliminated here is going to be Lashana. Yep, Lashana makes it 4th place, but she's not going to complete it because we need Bowie to get eliminated at 25 and Courtney and Lindsay to get the final 2. Now you might be wondering, DementedGastly, why? Why would you do that? Well, because I think that Courtney and Lindsay have been through so much. Lindsay did so great in action and deserved to win action, and I will stand by that. Meanwhile, Courtney, her entire thing was that no matter how much she did, she would never be able to win. But I think she deserves to win. She played the game hard, she played it well, she's good at like everything, so for once we're going to give Lindsay and Courtney the rivalry, which was set up in action, a good finish. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Who did you want to win? What's your elimination order? Did you get it right? If you did. And the reason I brought Ezekiel and kept him around was I think that one thing is important to prove that Ezekiel is not a complete loser, because they kind of... he's a smart guy who's actually really capable in all the challenges. If you know me, I've talked about Ezekiel extensively, really analyzed this kid, so... I hope you like this, even if it was a little bit off. So, make sure to go outside, compliment someone's hair, and make the world a little bit of a better place. Toxic TD, thank you again.